All right, here we are. And Liberty just made it into the office, so she's getting set up. She's going to pop on in a minute when she's ready. So, hello, my CNC brothers and sisters. It's another Wednesday evening doing the CNC hangout, chewing the fat, and asking questions and getting answers as best I can. And what else? Yeah, I guess that's what we'll do, and where you all help each other, which is a cool thing. That's one of the things I love about being here. So, first of all, I'm going to say a couple hellos, and we'll bring the bosses on board. We got Dennis and Robert and Crafty Jans. I see you guys have been chewing the fat a little bit, talking about the bourbon smoker that Jeff makes in general. So I am going to show you his bourbon smoker. I saw you guys talking about it, so I ran inside real quick, got it, got my bourbon, I got my glass with the ice in it, and we'll run that. And I'll show you the quality of Windy City smokers work and how to think about products and niching yourself up. You know, give yourself, create high quality stuff. We also got Lewis and say David, Brooke, Roger, Ellen is here. Hello, Ellen. We need to get you back on board. I think these ladies are going to have another ladies' night with Ellen and Kate. Speaking of Kate, I just wanted to pursue you. Ready, Liberty? Come on board. Just click in when you're ready. Richard. Said Robert, there's another Robert there. All right, okay. So we had a visitor this week.
Yes, we did.
We did. And there she is. Yeah, our brother John Whitney, and he came bearing gifts and wanted to see the shop. Drove all the way down from Michigan just to come visit us. So he came to the shop here first, and then went down to the office and met you and Adam, but Julianne was not feeling very good. We'll bring Julianne on board. So there she is. She's the one that runs the show, throws all the links in the description and in the comments as we move along, and keeps everybody straight. So she's checking all your questions. Make sure when you ask your questions, you put a question mark or two in front of that. So that'll help grab her attention. But to be honest, you can't pass things by her anyway. She will catch it regardless of all your questions. So anything new going on at the IDC Woodcraft office, ladies, you want to share with the crew?
Getting more things gearing and going, showing up for the new exciting bit. We got the special little inserts that came in the other day, so that's exciting.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I've been Garrett's been carving like a maniac, so I've been sanding like a maniac because he wants to keep carving.
Yeah,
I just dusty every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I said I just got to chill out and create some stuff, and been carving. And once it's done carving, I just bring it to the office. Say, hey, Liberty, go ahead and finish this up. So she does all the finish work, which is cool. I like the way that works. So anyway, what about on your end there, Julianne? Anything new to tell the world?
Pretty much same old.
When do we get our new space that we were supposed to get August 1st?
A couple more weeks.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. It'll give us, it's twice the space, twice the room, and Liberty will have her studio. All right.
Yep.
So Julianne will be in the background throwing in the links, and make sure that whenever we talk about something, that if she throws a link in there, we have to take a drink. Right? Or if I ask it to do something, then we have to take a drink. So I got my trusty dusty water bottle right here. Jack in the shop called it. Our brother Jack. Let's get with Jack, get him back on board again. So there's the first drinking thing. Jack called it. Jack, we're going to get you on board so you can talk about lasers again.
Get Jack back.
And we'll get Chip to watch that, because Chip is just getting into laser now. All right. Okay. So Julianne will be in the background. Me and Liberty are going to hang out and talk to you guys. And bring on the questions. Whatever you want to bring on, we will do our best to answer what else is going on? So I do want to talk a little bit about getting CNC work for those of you who want to create a business. And I've been thinking lately, because I've never really produced anything for anybody. It's just all teaching. And I don't even make much stuff for family. Just it's getting that knowledge out of my head. But I started thinking lately that I just want to get into the selling products for a little bit, come up with something. And the weirdest stuff happens when you're ready to start receiving this. How do I put it? When God is going to put the stuff in front of you, the universe is going to start delivering. When you're receptive to it, things start to fall in place. So today, for those of you who know, I got that river table from Kate, which looks amazingly awesome. But I had gotten legs. She said, "What kind of legs do you want?" So I searched for them, and I got them off of Amazon. I sent them up to her, and the legs were really wobbly. They were just wobbly the way they're assembled. And to get the wobble out, I need to do some welding to it, quick welding, because it's made of a plate and the legs, and that's bolted together, and it just doesn't have the strength to take that wobble out. So all I need to do is just weld the leg to the plate. Right down the street is that Madison Iron Works. And so I said, I'll go down there and ask him. Well, the welder wasn't there, but I got to talking to this guy, and it turned into a nice long conversation. He's very creative in his own way. He was restoring a 1957 Victory motorcycle. It's super cool, but he ended up finding out that he's been in the racing thing and motorcycles and car racing for virtually all his life. But he also is into building cars, like the old types of cars, the ones that have nice curves on them, or cars that you tell ChatGPT, give me a picture of an older style looking car. Well, they don't have dies and molds for that stuff anymore. And he said, I got to talking to him about what I do. And he said, I need someone to start making body bucks. And what a body buck is, share the image, share screen, is this type of thing where they use that as a mold, basically, or a contour thing, so they can form the sheet metal around. And so he's looking for someone to make body bucks when he provides the files. And I said, well, you know what? We need to be talking a little bit, because I got the machine that can do it. As long as you can give me the files, we can maybe work something up. So it's really interesting how when you're just let people know you're doing stuff, but don't look at it in a way of trying to find something, try to bring it to you. Just get in your mind that this is where I'm going. I'm going to promote myself or let people know what I do. Just like Ellen. Ellen kind of ran into the same thing. That's a Madra, where she makes vintage jukebox parts, right? Just by talking to somebody and randomly at a funeral home, I believe it was. So this is how this kind of stuff happens. Now, nothing has become of that yet, but he was definitely very interested in that. So what that tells me is I'm becoming receptive to this thing of let's go into production for a little while. And now the, what do they call it? What's the word? Serendipity, right? Synchronicity or serendipity. Oh, is that what you would call it? Yeah. Julianne's nodding her head. Yeah. So very, very cool. Ronnie just jumped on board. Said evening, y'all. So, oh yeah, John Whitney dropped by. He gave us a couple of gifts. Do you have that box that he gave you for your daughter? Is that still here?
It's still here.
So he makes jewelry boxes and gun boxes, and he gave this to Liberty for her daughter.
See if she's stashed anything in it. Okay.
Isn't that cool?
And the details on the top is just gorgeous. And then we've also got our little pencil
the pen holders. So he has learned what sells and what doesn't sell. There you go. The pen holders. He gave each of us one of those, and he learned that they don't sell as a pen holder. He made it as a dice box, he said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can put your dice in it and turn it over. But he's tried to sell those, and he didn't sell any. But the gun boxes, he definitely sells. And the locking mechanism on that was super cool. Wasn't that, Liberty?
Yeah, that was epic. I loved that.
Yeah, you couldn't even tell it was gun box, and it didn't have a key slot on it. It was like a magnetic lock. It's got a little tag. You just lay it up against there, and it reads the tag and unlocks.
Yeah, it was like a keychain thing, and it just like bloop, and
opened right up. So that's the story. We are doing a product release, and Liberty is talking to Julianne, and we're gonna release this to the folks here tonight, and we'll send out an email to those on the insiders list tomorrow. So we're going to do this little release tonight. I'll tell you about it in a little while, and we're going to do a discount on that. So whenever we do a product release to the email list, the CNC Insiders email list, we give them a limited time discount. And I'm just going to kind of step out of our norm and do it here on this crew here as well. So you guys have opportunity to get a little bit of a discount on a product that many of you probably know about, but maybe you don't, especially if you're brand new. And so we'll get into that one in a little while. Let's get into some questions here.
all right.
Some people are asking me about the alt mill 4x8. All right, so they're still in development, but they're moving forward with that development. I just want to let you guys know.
All right.
Okay, let's hit it.
Thomas, hi Garrett and ladies. What can I do when I am unable to get a file to load in GSender? The screen blinks, but no install for clamps.
So first of all, what I'm going to say is the file type. All right, so let's see. If you're trying to load a G-code file, but GSender is not recognizing it, then it's not going to load in. Or if it is, if it's just one that, let me see if, I'm just going to take a look at my GSender real quick. I'm going to do a load file. Okay. So if you see it and it doesn't load, I'm going to say, if you see it and you're creating the code for the right post processor for your machine through the right post processor, and it's not loading to GSender, then I would contact CNC Labs on that. But otherwise, I'm going to say it's like maybe the wrong file type. So GSender will take in any kind of text file. So if it's a TXT or the extension TXT or TAP or G-code, it will load any of those. But I'm going to do a quick share screen for my GSender, but I'm going to put it on a different screen here, my other screen. Lock and load my screen share. Come on, baby. There it is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a load file. And then, the thing didn't load. It's not showing the file, the window. I have to in that share and do this where I show the whole screen. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So I load the file. This is going to open up. And if you don't see the file in your directory where you saved it to, then you can come down to this little area right here, this little drop down, click that and change it to show all files. And it's going to show everything you have, and it may show whatever else. But GSender by default is looking for the G-code files with the extension G-code. But any text file will work. But you have to switch to all files like that. But if it just won't load, then I would send an email to CNC Labs.
All right. Richard, hi, Garrett, Julianne, and Liberty. Hello, hello. I received a couple of bits yesterday and ordered 2 more last night. Awesome. They
Yes.
should already be on their way to you then.
There you go. Guess who handled that? Yours truly. Our brother Mark is on board. He's saying hello to you, Liberty.
Yeah. There he is. Howdy. Yep, he hopped back on.
Yep. And Ellen says, happy dance for the new CNCers.
Yes.
If you're brand new, then folks, then just put it in the comments. Say, hey, I'm brand new to CNC, or you're brand new to this live. And remember, we're doing our giveaway at some point tonight, and also I'll be announcing this little product release. It's nothing major for this thing, but it's still a little special discount for y'all.
Howdy from VA. Got my new alt mill upside down on the floor, waiting for someone to come home and help me flip it. Yes. That is so exciting.
Yeah, that's a big frame. So he's got the legs and everything taken care of, set up, so upside down. So yeah, get someone to help you out. It's not heavy, it's just bulky. I had to make a temporary workbench for that. For doing that. Hey, we got a super sticker.
I just seen that pop in.
Bring that in. Hey, Bill, through $5. Folks, all donations that you give to us is going to the ladies' slush fund for when they go to the Texas Woodworking Show.
Bill, I'll text you and let you know what drink I got.
And you guys are going in September, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Bill. The ladies will thank you while they're there. They'll make sure you cheer each other. Say, here's to Bill. I won't be going, letting the ladies go and do their stuff, tear up the show.
All right. All right, John, in G-code, I have 2 pocket toolpaths. How do I edit them? When I click on the edit toolpath, it seems to always select the same path.
In G-code, so I'm assuming in G-sender?
Possibly.
So when you're trying to edit a toolpath, you have to edit it in your design software or in your CAM part of your software. All right, so we use Vectric. So you have the design aspect, you've got the toolpath aspect, and then you save that to the G-code. So there's 2, when I click in the edit toolpath, it seems to always select the same toolpath. So I just want to kind of get a feel for what you're talking about here. I'll just click on one. So I'll just share screen real quick. Okay. All right. So down here on this project, I have 2 toolpaths, and I can double click on the bottom toolpath, and that will open up the bottom toolpath where I can edit it. If I close that, and if I hover over the first one, click it once, it's now selected. I'll just double click it, and now I'm editing that one. So that's, when you click edit toolpath, it always seems to select the same toolpath. So I would maybe right click over that one, just select it. Try this, just select the toolpath so it's highlighted. You can see the one on the top is highlighted. It's just kind of bold lettering, and you can hover over it with your mouse, right click, and you click the edit button as well. You can double click it or click the edit button. If it won't do it, no matter what, this is a Vectric issue, you'd have to send an email to Vectric. So it'd be support@vectric.com.
Beautiful. Hopefully that was the issue and we can fix it.
Yeah.
All right, and we've got another super sticker from Michael Gaines. Thank you so much. It's a cute little super sticker too. If you go over to the YouTube chat, you can see it. It's this like little lemon head.
I'll have to go over there. I'm going to bring Julianne on board because she can. She is because you are the recipient of these what would you call it, slush fund goodies.
I don't necessarily want to call it the slush fund. I'm going to call it the we get to go eat dinner fund.
That's what it is.
Not going to be all slushy drink stuff.
Hey, but drinks are going to be expensive right there in town and at the hotel and stuff.
Yeah.
Just for like, I mean, that just kind of interacts. It may not be a quantity, more so a quality.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. So you guys are helping soften my expense as well as there. But so you're going. Where is it? Where's the show? What town?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. So Austin is supposed to have a nice river kind of canal there.
Yep.
So maybe you guys can take
We're right along some sort of something, aren't we?
Our hotel that we picked is like, you've got the convention center here. Our hotel is back here, and the river is right here. And yeah, so I'm just excited to go see the Bat Bridge.
It'll be cool. And the cool thing is I totally trust these guys, which is the worst thing I can do, but I totally trust them. they all have access to ruin my life. I mean, literally ruin my life. So they haven't done it. I trust them. All right, cool. Yeah. So the way folks are donating is below the video. There's like a little dollar sign, and you can just throw in a little gift. There you go. Eric is throwing in Texas Steak Fund. Yep. You haven't had a steak until you've been in Texas. Eric's in. You're awesome. All right, let's roll on with questions. Thank you, brother. Ladies, thank you. Town Lake. Robert said Town Lake. So she'll look that up. Okay, let's do it.
All right. Did they cut out the foam to fit the firearm? I'm assuming this is about John's gun boxes.
Yeah.
But no, he had a magnetic system. I don't know the company. I'm going to have to ask him for that. But they make magnets for all sorts of like heavy equipment hanging up and stuff like that. And so he had that installed in there. It was really sleek, had room inside to like, I don't know, put a little something. But yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, you open it up.
He started out with foam, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But well, so he practiced on foam to make sure that was cool. And so I have never cut on foam before. So I'm going to do it. But it was very cool. He'd practice on foam and it'd come out super, super clean.
Like he had this exact thing carved out on like that pink foam you get from Lowe's, for what, $7 a sheet or whatever. I insulated my first camper with that, sadly. Has a value of what, like R13, if that. But yeah, he had this carved out on foam first, and it was a really cheap practice, really forgiving practice. And then he was able to take it and have examples for himself that he could just reference back to. They're lightweight. Very lightweight.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Ellen was talking about the bats flying down in Texas. So you guys definitely have to go see that. I went to Carlsbad Cavern in New Mexico. And every night, millions of bats come out of the cavern. So it's a little far away. But
yeah, I knew nothing about it until Julianne was telling me about it. I'm like, I will be following you.
Okay, well, if that's on your list, take an extra day. Make sure you get that checked off your list.
Yeah, well, definitely. It's top priority. I think we might even hit it the first night.
Yeah. One of the things that one of the things that we do, right? We donate to causes. So we've donated to St. Jude, a lot of money to St. Jude. We've donated to Missing Alexis, family that's helping families who've lost kids. And we are now donating to like veterans funds and Julianne just made a donation to UNICEF. But one of the other things I want to do is make sure that I can help the team at IDC achieve their dreams. Other little things like so they each have goals. And like Richard, the guy that handles the website, he wants to go to Stanford for his master's and to get AI, computer science and AI. Right? So I'm more than happy to be a part of that to help him grow. And yeah, so that's part of what my mission internally is to make sure that these guys can achieve what they want to achieve. All right, let's hit the next one.
All right. And Ellen, yes, we will send you a video. She said, send me a video. I want to see him fly.
Yeah, well, Lori said, what a great boss. Take an extra day. You need more help? Hi, Lori. That was a good one. Hello. You'll have to ask Liberty and Julianne because they're the ones that start to kind of call that out to me.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we're hiring again.
Yeah. We are looking.
Garrett, is there an easy way to close a vector as such a fashion? Circle is the outside two rectangles evenly spaced from center left to right, and then I need an outer ends to maintain the circle's curvature. Huh?
Okay, I gotta piece this in my head. Is there an easy way to close vectors in such a fashion? Circle is the outside. Then there's two rectangles.
Oh, okay. But like instead of that fourth angle that's touching the circle being flat, it be like slightly curvature to the circle. Is that what we're talking about? Like a little whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay, evenly spaced from center.
Hi, bye, Greg.
Do you want to share screen? You want to launch and try to do this? Because I'm not getting the picture in my head yet. Just
Let me see.
evenly spaced from center to left and right. And the other two ends to maintain the circle. So it's kind of a circle, but it's got squared ends on it. Okay.
Kind of. I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is popping into my head. Okay, let me see if I can share screen. Share screen. We're going to share. Where is it? Carves. Share. Okay, I'm just going with this 12 by 12. What I'm thinking is going on. That is way too big. Okay. We're going to center that. And then we're going to make two rectangles. I'm going to draw these out. Wait. Oh. Square. Got to make sure you have all your selections correct. Preaching to the choir here. Okay. Let's see. Can we? I'm going to put that up against the side here. And I think, so if you're wanting to morph the two together, that might be difficult.
So
I'm not quite sure how to morph the two together.
So do this, Liberty. Use the center of the rectangle up and down. Since the circle is already centered. So it'll be the one, though.
Yeah.
Good. And then get out of that and hit M for move and zoom in to one of the corners of the rectangle where you want it to touch. And you should be able to just hover over the rectangle corner and drag it over till it snaps. And that should be snapped there now.
Beautiful.
And now we can should be able to trim that curve. Oh, wrong one.
I think he wants it to keep the curve is what I was hearing.
Okay.
Was he wants it to keep the curve. Now the problem here is that these are not connected. These are open vectors.
Yeah, you can't. So if you have three lines at an intersection, you can't have a three-way closed vector.
Yeah, and so like you'd have to almost create two different shapes that interacted, unless you're like removing this whole curve and keeping this.
Yeah.
But
so let's assume he wants to get that, but you get rid of the circle part. So get your scissors. I just want to. Okay, so one thing I want to show y'all in Vectric, in the cut thing, that little checkbox there, Liberty, right there. So that little checkbox needs to be checked. So when you do cut, it will rejoin.
It will morph these two together.
Yeah, so just cut that little part of the circle there. It's between the two rectangle ends or whatever. Okay, so that's either way. So when you close that, now it should be one vector.
Yeah.
And
then you can do the same thing over here. But if you're wanting to still add a curve there, that'll have to be probably like a separate.
Yeah, and you'd have to mirror the other rectangle. So that's all right. So Todd, that's the best we can figure out from what you put in here.
All right. Ba-bum.
Danny said extend the rectangle beyond the edge of the circle. So just another way of doing it, and then do your trim too.
True.
And then you can mirror the rectangle if you want on the other side.
I was being lazy. I was figuring out one and then not going to do the other.
Right.
But yes. All right. Erickson Design. Can you demo the project toolpaths to 3D model feature in Vectric? I'm debating on purchasing the software as this might meet my need for complex 3D carve inlays. Fusion can, but is labor intensive.
Okay, so do a demo on project toolpath to 3D model feature in Vectric. So yeah, I can do a quick one, but I'm just wanting to.
And so you've got several 3D pieces you've worked with recently.
Yeah. I'm debating purchasing the software as is needs for complex 3D carved inlays. Fusion can, but it's labor intensive. Okay, so to work with 3D, I have VCarve Pro. That's what we have, and so we don't have the ability to make models, but we can bring a model in. So I will share screen. And by the way, Julianne, remind us to get with Becky because she was going to upgrade us to Aspire. Oh, that deserves a drink. Look at Liberty. What?
Because I was just about to say, yeah, so that's the difference between the Pro and the Aspire is Pro has Vectric 3D elements that you can bring in and work with, but you can't make them, whereas Aspire, you can make them.
Yeah. Okay, drop that comment out so it doesn't take up so much of the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so to get a 3D model that's in the Vectric software in a clip art, you can come over to the tabs all the way over to the left, go to the clip art tab, click clip art, and all of the various clip art will come in. So we're just going to drag this apple into the project. I'm going to resize it. So I'm going to go back to the design tab, and we can resize using the tabs, the little buttons that are created, or we can go to the scale button under transform objects and click that and change the size there. So that's 4.9. We're going to make it 4 inches. There we go. We'll close that. So there's a couple ways of doing 3D models. Now you want to create an inlay. So we need to do this where you're just doing it around the 3D model. So when you're doing an inlay, you probably want to do a two-sided project too, which I was just thinking today I need to do a video on two-sided projects. So I'm only going to show the toolpath for the 3D model. First thing what I would do is make sure you select that model, and then down at the bottom, this is going to be in Pro VCarve Pro, VCarve Desktop. It will not be in the Cut 2D. But you got this first icon in the lower left. And what that's going to do, that's going to put a boundary around that apple. So if I deselect, you can see the boundary that it created around the apple. And we're going to use that boundary to do a couple of things. I'm going to switch over to toolpaths. And first of all, I want to see what my thickness is on this material, 1.3. So let's close that. And I'm going to do a split screen. This is something I always like to do and you want to do so you can see how things look. Let me get rid of that. Okay. And we can see that apple is really flat. So I'm going to give that apple more depth by clicking on the apple once and then clicking on it again. And you're going to see these three in the version 12 and up, these various icons are going to show up. And this is the model depth. That's the depth of the top of the model. This is the depth, base depth, and that's got other information. So we're just going to increase the thickness of this model by clicking on it. And a little window pops in. And that is just a little over 1/4 inch thick right now. So I'm going to change that to 0.75 and enter. And now we just changed the thickness of the apple in our material. All right, so I've got the thickness of the apple taken care of. We are now going to just expand the 3D model screen. No, I'm not. I'm going to still stay with split screen. We're going to rough the project out. So the first thing you want to do is rough your material out. I'm going through this a little quick because I don't want to dive too deep into this at the moment. I just did some changes, so it's telling me that, do I want to make these changes? Let them go. I'm saying yes. All right, so I'm going to rough this out. So my first strategy is I want to remove a bunch of material around this apple and material outside that apple. And I can tell the software I'm going to use the model boundaries as my reference for the router bit to stop at, or I can use a selected vector, which is that vector that we created right there, or I can do the material boundary. So I am going to select the selected vector. So it's right here where the picture of that eagle is. We've got that. I'm going to select that where it says selected vectors. I'm going to select that vector. And what we're doing right now is we're doing a roughing strategy. I have the bit selected. It's the Slayer. It's a 3/8 inch roughing tool, which I've used lately. That thing is badass. I thought the Beast was bad. This Slayer is like so much better. It's a 3/8. It can just handle so much more stuff and it's so much faster. Anyway, there is a boundary offset area right in here. I'm going to set that to, we'll set that to 0.5. And what that's going to do, it's going to use the boundary I just selected right there. And it's going to extend the machining boundary out by 1/2 inch. And this is for the roughing. I'm selecting my strategy, which is a 3D raster. Select that, and it is doing the carve. Let's see what all we got. I got other toolpaths in here. I'm going to just remove them. So I'm going to just hit delete, select that one, hit delete. Okay. So now we're going to preview the toolpaths. And so that is what the Slayer has done. If you have a CNC that can accept a 3/8 diameter shank, I would definitely recommend taking a look at the Slayer. We will have that linked. I'm really happy with that. So anyway, we got that. We're going to close that. We're going to come into the finishing toolpath strategy, which is this guy. Oh, what you got there, Lib?
I was going to ask, didn't you use the 3/8 for a lot of the clearing on this?
Yeah. I'm going to shrink so people can see that. Expand that screen. Expand Liberty's screen. Julian will get you expanded.
I got it.
Okay. So that right there, it's carved out of poplar. That is such a cool carve. That's a 3D wavy flag project. And I did all the roughing with this layer. I went so fast. Then turn it sideways so you can see how thick it is, like the bottom of it. There you go. So that's about 2 inches thick, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
At the thickest. That was a cool project. All right, let's get back to my screen. So we're going to go to the finishing toolpath, and I'm going to select the same boundary, and I'm going to do the carve. I'm going to do my boundary offset again at 0.5. It's got the taper ball nose in there. We are going to select selected vectors and carve that, run that. And it's got to do all its calculation, which when you're doing this stuff takes a little bit of time when it's. Robert says he likes that project. And so we're going to preview that toolpath. And there's the apple. And then comes the thing that you really want to pay attention to, and this is the cutout for the inlay. So we're going to use the vector again, this vector right here, to cut out for the inlay. The thing is you need to use that exact vector when you're going to make the female part of the inlay. Otherwise, your inlay is not going to drop in very well. So this is how I'm interpreting this a bit. And so I'm just going to do the cutout, the toolpath cutout, close that, do a profile. It's taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to take. I'm just going to leave the bit in there that's in there. It's a 1/4 inch ball nose. I'm going to cut it out. Z equals, and oh, I didn't select the outside. Yeah, I did. Okay, and preview toolpaths. There we go. So it did cut down, but I'm using I had the ball nose set up in there, so it just kind of got all the way through, but not all the way through. I'd be using normal 1/4 inch end mill. Anyway, so that is generally what I would be doing on that to get started. There's a lot more to this. That's why I kind of rushing it. It would take up probably an hour of this video to run all the way through that. So I don't want to do that. I want to handle some of these other questions. We did see another
super sticker.
Andrew.
Right.
Very cool.
It's a cute little pair looking at itself in the mirror.
Ladies, thank you. You can use some of that to get a gift for your daughter too from out there.
Yeah, I got her when we were in Texas. I got her a little rubber ducky with a cowboy hat on.
Okay. Okay. We'll roll on.
Right. On to the next. Is there only one size of roundover bit? No, there is not. There's two. I mean, I prefer the one, but I use both. We have a 1/4 inch roundover. And that is a forming tool. Has a little wax on it right now.
Yeah, it's got the protective wax on it.
Protective wax, but it's got a nice little curve there. Yeah. Any of you have watched any of my projects, you know I love rounding bits, and this one is an 1/8 inch, and it's also got the wax on it.
Yeah.
But that protects it during shipment. So
getting ready to add a 3/8 inch roundover, and I want to get a 1/2 inch roundover as well. It's tough as we're adding tooling. We have to kind of add just a few at a time, and just if we added a whole bunch, it would hit our cash too hard. So we have to do it a little bit at a time. But we are always investing in new products.
Mm-hmm. We've got a constant list going.
Yeah. Julianne put a link in the comments for the roundover bits. So 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch currently.
Yep. All right. Brand new to you and the CNC and to the live shows. Welcome to the technician.
We're gonna bring Julianne on. We gotta do a happy dance for the technician. Julianne, you're on board.
Sorry, I'm putting in links.
There you go. Okay, so I wanted to let you guys know this little new product that we are releasing, and we go ahead and set that live now. Okay, so Julianne will put a link in the comments here shortly and in the description of this video. And I am going to pull up well, I can show you right here because I got the products right here. So as I expand the product line, I'm working on accessories now, like various different clamping stuff and what have you. We realize that the CA glue we use it all the time. Liberty uses it all the time. I use it all the time. So we have gotten together with PWN, and we are now offering a bundle, which we're just launching as Julianne is taking care of this. Don't go to the site yet because we're going to give you a special link that's going to give you 10% off. And so we've got the thick CA glue, which I like a lot better than the thin one, because if you use the thin CA glue, you know, when you turn that the tip
Just
up,
runs.
it squirts out. So it's thick CA glue. You got the accelerator, and we are giving you a roll of yellow painter's tape. Liberty likes the yellow tape. So that is the bundle, and you guys will get 10% off of that, and that 10% is going to be good until Sunday evening. However, don't wait, because whenever we do a new release, I'm going to be dropping an email to the email list, CNC Insiders, and there's a lot of people on that email list, and they will wipe us out of inventory. We've got quite a few, but they will still wipe us out of inventory. So it's a 10% discount. There's your code. It is in the description. And it gives you opportunity to go get whatever you want. This link is going to automatically apply the 10% off. Is that right, Julianne?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So when you click that link, it'll automatically apply that. You got to put it in your cart, right, and get it. But
Yeah.
it'll apply when you get it to start doing your checkout process, and you can get whatever else you need to get at the same time. So there you go. Little CA glue bundle that we have now released, and we have talked to PWN CNC. We will not compete with them in pricing. All right, so our prices are the same as theirs, but they did say yes, you can do this 10% release, because we always want to honor the our suppliers for what they want. There we go. Okay. There, we got it out, finally. How long have we been working on this stuff? Liberty, tell the story of CA glue, getting that in there. Julianne, ladies, you got it. You got the floor on this one. Guys, I want you to understand the challenges that we have to go through in order to bring products to you.
The initial conversation happened when Garrett and I were in Atlanta. And we spoke to Dan and Nick from PWN. And once we went from there and kind of got things figured out from there, I'm sure that was a whole headache. I mean, it was, but a little bit easier because we had some systems that kind of crossed over, you know, Shopify and all that good stuff. But the shipping side of it and figuring out what we need in order to ship that, I've actually got like all the stickers here. But hazardous shipping is a pain in the patootie. We'll put it that way. It's a lot of rules, a lot of lists, a lot of numbers, a lot of like, oh no, you fit into this category, and then this fits into this category, but then you got to do this if you're sending it by air, but then you got to do this if you're sending it internationally, and then you got to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and granted, folks, this whole thing started last year at Workbench Con. So this is over a year in the making. And we've been sitting on this inventory for quite a few months because of all this DOT stuff that Liberty and Julianne have had to figure out. Mm-hmm. What a nightmare. Mm-hmm. But we learn a lot in the process. We learn a lot in the process. All right. Okay. Let's get on to some more questions. We're getting them piled up. Let's rock this out. Thanks, Julianne. We'll bring you back in a little while.
All
Mark
right.
says,
Yes, we agree. We love Daniel.
Yeah. He's so smart too. He is super smart. They got the Dominator machine.
Mm-hmm. All right. The technician, anyone use Smoothie Post Processor for Fusion 360 and CNCs?
I've not heard of Smoothie. So.
Not heard of Smoothie. So hopefully somebody else saw his comment. If not, they'll see it now. Not heard of Smoothie. If anyone has, let us know your experience.
Throw it in there. Dale jumped on the bundle. Good going, Dale.
Yeah.
You got it, brother. You got it.
Let's see. I'm going over to the
Yeah,
the sales are popping in. Oh, I've got it up. John, it was actually the first one.
Oh, John.
Yeah, John Gardner. He was actually the first one.
John gets the first person happy to ask John, go, John.
I'll throw some extra M&Ms in that one. I'll make sure that gets packed up tonight.
Here's one for you, just for your reference. Mark said his wife is compliance officer, environmental compliance officer. So if you need to tap in.
Oh, Mark!
Yeah, Mark, you just volunteered your wife. All right, next one.
Right. I have a question. This is from Gary on setting up toolpaths when using an ATC. How do you program multiple tools in a Carve?
Okay, so one of the most important things when you're using an ATC is the tool number. We are going to go back to share screen. Now, I haven't used an ATC yet. I do want to get one on my alt mill. So there's a couple details that I am not able to answer on that, but we are going to go here. And I want to make sure that you're very clear on this. When you open up your CNC bit database and you select a tool, so we're going to select any router bit, you're going to see and this is with any CAM software that's going to generate the G code. When you set up tools in your software that's going to create toolpaths, there's some space for the tool number. And in the Vectric software, it's right down at the bottom right there. It says tool number. So these numbers cannot conflict. So if you're using 5 different tools, you have to have 5 different tool numbers. Otherwise, it's going to call up the same tool. Then you have to tell the machine itself what tool number is in what slot. And it's going to correlate with that. So the software is going to write the code for the information based on the tool that you've selected. So in this one is the keyhole, the 3/8 keyhole bit. If you have that in station number 1 in the magazine on the tool the tool magazine where all your tools are stationed at, you have to tell the machine itself that tool station 1 is holding tool number 46. So this is the most fundamental stuff that you have to make sure that you set up. So when you're writing the code, because I haven't done it yet because I don't have an ATC here. When you're creating the tool path, we're going to close that. I'm going to assume that I got 3 different tool paths set up right here. I'm going to go into save tool path. Right up here at the top, we can tell it all visible tool paths to 1 file. Now, I would select all these tool paths, and I'm going to create this G code, and it's going to, instead of writing separate codes for the 3 codes for the 3 tool paths, it's going to write 1 file, and it's going to have all 3 of those operations in that 1 file. In the G code, it's going to plug in the tool number in the code. And the computer, when it's going to, the controller for the machine is going to see it'll say T46. And it's going to automatically know it needs to do a tool change. It knows what tools in the spindle. It's going to take that tool back to its appropriate station. And it's going to move over to the other station in the magazine to get tool number 46. So this is one where you have to know how your machine is set up. So you would set up each station with common tools that you're going to work with, like your 1/4-inch down cutter, and then whatever else tools you're going to use a lot. I hope I explained that well enough. See if there's any other statements in there. I really want to get an ATC because I get a lot of questions about that too. So we might have to talk to Redline as well. Make a note of that, please. Oh, that's a drinking question, a drinking statement. Let's talk to PWN too. So I think PWN has a tool changer, don't they?
I don't remember, but I will look/ask.
Okay. All right. Oh, Cody's on board. What's going on with brother Cody?
Oh, yes. He popped on just a minute ago.
Yeah, the Jenny Bit guy. Tell you what, we keep ordering stuff from him. We keep increasing these orders. You guys keep wiping us out of the Jenny Bits.
Yep. You can see one of my boxes turned upside down there. More of them need to be turned upside down, but every time they're turned upside down, they're out.
Okay.
And we're constantly as he sends us more, and then we run out again, and then he sends us more. And John said your answer corrected my issue with editing toolpaths. So yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yay. All right. Got it. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Glad I went down that avenue.
Hello. First time from New Zealand. Do you know if there are cutter bits for XPS extruder polystyrene? I can't.
Polystyrene.
Yeah.
I have not heard of this material before. Folks, anybody knows about that, then there's a comment there for Rapid Change, which is an ATC maker too. So we'll check that out. Okay, I'm going to see what extruded polystyrene is. So polystyrene, if I'm right, it's basically styrofoam, but it's more compressed, more dense. So extruded means it's pushed out through a die. Polystyrene.
Mark says he cuts XPS with O-flute bits.
Yeah, that would sound right. That's going to cut so easy. That's going to cut so easy. So we did the HDPE the other day, that black stuff that was
so cool.
That I love cutting HDPE. So I was an inch thick material, use a 1/4 inch to cut out the yoga person.
Yep.
And did it at full depth, and that surface finish was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rock on.
All right. Gary Lynn, hello. Garrett, with all the lists you do to help us CNCers, like how to chuck up the bits, etc., how about a list of files to download, like DXF, STL, pros and cons?
Okay. I think Kyle has that available.
So he has different lists on he definitely has different lists on what works with what and what different ones communicate.
Yeah. Let's touch base with Kyle on that, and we'll see.
I'll try and find it.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can tap into that. But I think he's got it free on his website. So we'll see if we can find that for you. So Kyle Ely is the Vectric guru master. He's the only person that has a full-blown course for the Vectric design software. If you are brand new to Vectric and you're trying to do YouTube University, you know how frustrating that is. YouTube University is basically you're trying to find all the answers how to make it work on YouTube, and that can be very frustrating. if you don't know how to design and you don't understand the process of designing, then you're going to run into problems down the road. So we're going to link Kyle's course. He's got like a little free course so you can see exactly what that is. And he's also got a community, and Liberty's in that. And she's taking this course. And a lot of people that are here have taken this course too. It's very well broken down, walks you all the way through it. Don't try it. You spend thousands of dollars on your machine, investigating everything and your bits and setting everything up, and then you're just trying to DIY it. You're shortchanging yourself after all that investment. There's so much stuff you can do on the CNC, but learn about the software the right way. Okay.
I just looked around for it real quick, but I'll look more later. I didn't see it initially. All right. Andrew Clyde. Hello, everyone from South Carolina. Sorry I'm late. I was playing with my new alt mill 4x4. New alt mill 4x4.
Well, actually, it doesn't matter what machine you get. I just want to be really clear.
Yeah.
I love the alt mill, but it doesn't matter what machine you get. Right?
We'll celebrate you no matter what machine you get. Your machine's coming in. If it's an alt mill, if it's a Onefinity, if it's a PWN Dominator, if it's, we're all going to celebrate it because we're in this community. We're using the machines. We're learning together.
All right.
Thanks again for your help via email this week. You got me on the right track.
Awesome. Glad to help, brother.
All right. Katie, please suggest a method tutorial, if available, to leave a wedge shape within my project that starts at spoil board and is 3/8 inch wide and increases height at 30-degree angle towards Y plus to the height of 1/2 inch using VCarve Pro.
I think that sounds like a molding toolpath.
Yeah.
To get a taper like that, you're going to need to do a molding toolpath. I don't have a video on the molding toolpath, but I know Mark Lindsay does, and it is using, I think that video is done with version 10, but the principles are all the same. So sounds like molding toolpath is the way to go. We will try to find that in his video and throw it out there for you guys. Molding toolpath is so cool. Oh, I do have a video on molding toolpath. The first video for the game, the game card holder. That's such a cool project. My favorite all-time project. This was my trial piece, which is good, so I need to finish it up. But this pocket right here was done with a molding toolpath. So you can see I got, Katie, you got that angle in there, and that's done with the molding toolpath. So very, very cool. This video on this walks you through, it's 3 videos actually, because it's so intense. I walk you through the whole design process of this, and then I walk, the second video is on all the tool paths, and the third video is actually setting up on the machine and running it out. So altogether, it's probably about 4.5 hours of video. But the designing one is definitely a deep dive, intense video. Sounds like molding toolpath. So I have not seen Katie before. Have you?
Not to my memory.
All right. So talk about, I'm assuming this is the lady's name. So talk about the lady at Women Who CNC.
Yeah, assuming this is a woman, there is a community on Facebook, Women Who CNC. It was started by Kate Tucker. It is a community of women to safely share their projects, ask their questions, and things like that without the possible onset of what we can sometimes experience coming into what could be seen as or what has been seen as the man's hobby. Such as woodworking. So it's just a little safe space to escape to and ask your questions. We are all also part of CNC Entrepreneurs, and we have a lot of wonderful gentlemen on there like Mark Lindsay, who back us up, and they'll kick out the the meanie poos and all that good stuff. But Joining Womanhood in CNC is a beautiful community. Ellen's in there. I'm in there. Kimberly's in there. Julianne's in there. And yeah, it's just a great place. Ellen shared a new project the other day.
Yep. Women only. Mark Lindsay says no boys allowed. Boo.
Yeah.
So Aaron said that CNC Labs is working on IDC. I talk to CNC Labs once a month, so I'll have to ask them about that. Because that's they tell me what they're working on. I think their priority right now is a 4x8, but I'll definitely ask them about that.
Beautiful, okay. Beautiful. Ready for next?
Yep. But just want to remind y'all, we are doing we just released this tonight. This bundle, it's the CA glue bundle. You get the glue, the thick glue, so it doesn't like splatter out of it. The accelerator spray and the tape. And up until Sunday midnight, we're doing 10% off. And I'm sending an email out to the CNC Insiders email list tomorrow, and they will also get the 10% off, and they will wipe us out of stock. So if you want to get some CA glue at a little bit of a discount, the link that we throw in is going to automatically apply your discount.
Ooh.
After Sunday midnight, that link will no longer work. Just so you know.
All right, Lewis, I am cutting 1/8" acrylic for backlit LED displays. What bit would you recommend for cutting the graphics? Also, do standard feeds and speeds apply to acrylic as they do to the wood?
So my answer is kind of a multi-angle answer. If you're doing a lot of fine lines, I would use an engraver, diamond engraver. So the diamond engraver just basically presses in it and it scars it, but it's nice and clean. And if you want to do thicker graphics, then you want to use the O-flute bit. The O-flute, and depending on the intensity of graphics, we carry 3 O-flute bits. The 1/16, the 1/8, and the 1/4" O-flute bit. I'm going to go pull these up so I can find that on the IDC Woodcraft site. You go to the section, it calls out acrylic, and we will share the screen so you know what an O-flute bit. An O-flute has 1 flute. So the flute is that cut that's in front of the tooth. It's that scoop, right?
Very sharp.
All right, very sharp. 1 flute, very deep flute, and it's got a very fast spiral. In other words, by the time it makes a half a turn, it's gone up. And the intent of that is to get the plastic away from it before it's. But
shoot it out
like 1,000,000 times faster than that.
Yep.
Yep, it's so cool. It actually cuts really, really cool. The HDPE was the most fun to cut, though. So this is the O-flute bit. We will link that in the description, but this is there's a set of the 1/8 and the 1/4". That's what it looks like. That's the kind of bit you want to use for acrylic or plastic, any kind of plastic. Looks like you got another little gift in there.
Yep, that was going to be my next mention after you finished showing off the bits. Jason Bishop, $10 super sticker. Thank you very much. This one looks like a little a hippo in an office chair racing.
I need to pull that up so I can see these things. I
always have YouTube pulled up to the side so I can see what the little stickers are.
That's cool. Mark also says sharp V-bits work well on acrylic too. I have to slow down the spindle though. And so Liberty, that one that gift that somebody gave us that's sitting on the window by Julianne's desk, it says IDC.
Yes.
Can you grab that?
Just grab the acrylic part, not the base.
Just the acrylic part. Won't be able to light.
So fun.
Yeah. So this is done with really high detail, and so that one is done with this bit right here, which is the diamond engraver. This is the Widget Works diamond engraver. We carry that in house, and it leaves very fine lines. This is an industrial grade engraver. Sometimes people see this and they get sticker shock. But this is rated for industrial use, like General Motors, Campbell Soup, NASA all use this engraver. You're going to find that a lot of engravers, most time engravers will take care of the acrylic. So you don't necessarily have to buy this one. But if you want to move on to glass or granite, steel, this is the one you want to use. And Liberty, you got glass on your mind, don't you, for engraving? I see that little S-eating grin.
It's sitting over here waiting.
All right, cool.
Mind, it's in my bag.
Very cool. Mark says he's got that Widget Works diamond drag bit. It's all beef. It's a spring-loaded engraver too. So I do recommend that whatever engraver you get for that kind of stuff, you get a spring-loaded engraver. Because if there's any deviation, that engraver's going to dig in. Deviation like in materials like that, the engraver will start to dig into the material. All right, let's do it.
All right.
We're out of stock though, right? So we got it.
We're out of stock of the 1/4 inch. We have the 1/2 inch and we have the replacement tips.
Okay, so the
But
1/2
we
inch
have
shank.
had a difficult time getting hold of the 1/4 inch.
Yeah, so the 1/2 inch shank. We have she's talking about shank size, 1/4 inch shank size. We don't have yet. Julianne was telling me today that the company is trying to restock. We just sell them that much. We buy them off of them a lot. How often we replace those?
I
How often
mean,
we restock from Widget Works?
it really depends upon how many we can get a hold of. Sometimes they only list 5 at a time, so we can only order 5. But then sometimes we can get a hold of 25, so they'll last a little bit longer. But the 1/2 inch definitely goes slower. I mean, that's just what people's machines can receive. So yeah.
Yep. Now make note, you can't use the touch plate with the diamond engraver. You have to use paper touch method because a diamond does not conduct the way you need it to.
All right. This is about your flag girl.
Okay.
How long did that take to carve, Robert?
So that one was done with a 1/4 inch ball nose. So just to give you an idea, bring that back out, Liberty. Because doesn't have a lot of intense detail and it's large, I can use a large ball nose bit on that and it's going to come out just fine. And that's what I did on that.
It's as big as my whole torso.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So I didn't even the stars. Just get a close up into the stars so they can see. This whole thing was carved with a 1/4 inch ball nose, not the taper ball nose, a 1/4 inch ball nose bit. I would give this file away with that 1/4 inch ball nose bit, but I had to buy this file, so somebody else owns it, so I don't have the right to give it away. We might have to find them and buy that rights off that file for $500 or something. If you guys have a really good file that you've designed and it's your intellectual property and it's a popular file, I am always interested in looking at a file and buying the rights to that file. So there we go. Next.
All right. What happened to the Tram bar we used to sell / we haven't sold yet?
Yeah. So the Tram bar, there's getting that particular bar sourced. We had it sourced. You have to have a machine shop make it, but we dropped off the radar for a little bit. Then we went back and get quotes, and the quotes we're getting are ridiculous. It's too high. It's not even worth me. Right? We would take a loss on it. So we're still working on that, but we are actively working on it. I had to redesign it. Literally, I gave it to Julianne last week, and we were taking out this machine shops to get that sourced. But you can get another one from you can give them the link, PWN. We'll throw in the link for PWN, just our regular link, and they can. Or if you can find the tramming bar for that. So it's a 6-inch tramming bar from them.
Yep.
Okay, next.
All right. Deep South CBGs. Good evening, Garrett and crew. Hello, hello. Could you show me how to reduce a file? I want to build half-scale 3 and 4 string guitars, but the files available are for full-size instruments. Thank you, Chuck.
Super easy, Chuck.
Mute myself for a second.
Let's do this. I'm gonna, oops, wrong button. I gotta stop that share here. Stop share, reshare. So if you're using the Vectric software.
Sorry, we had some muffler happy out here on the main street.
Yeah, it doesn't really come out. Like once in a while you hear it a little bit, but it's not coming in.
I couldn't hear myself, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna shut up for a second here.
There are some pretty loud cars. This is one of the reasons I wanted to get away from the office because there was so much noise. So if you're using the Vectric software and you import your project, what you can do, you want to select all the elements at one time. So I have 2 elements in here right now. I've got the apple and that little line right here that I had created. So I need to select both of those. And in the transform objects area, which is over here on the left, right in the middle of your design tools, the second button in is scale your selected objects. So I have everything selected. Click that button, and now you can change the size. So when you're scaling down and you want to do scale on both X and Y, or just a ratio, then you need to make sure this checkbox is checked, where it's saying link X and Y. And then you can change the size. So if you want this to be at 50%, you can change the dimension here, or you can go to this little drop down where it says inches or millimeters, and you can change that to percentage. And so now it's at 100%. I just changed it to 50 and click apply, and now it just reduced both. It's scaled down by 50%. Very easy way of doing that. Okay, there you go. And Mark is sharing some information in there too for you.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. Mark's got some resources as well, specifically for like the instrument side of it.
Okay.
Do you have a 90 spiral down cut V bit?
No. No, we don't. We got the Jenny bit, which is a 60 down cut, right? The Cody, we don't have a
spiral's what's confusing me.
Yeah, Julianne, we don't have a Jenny doesn't. Cody doesn't have a 90-degree down cut V bit, does he? Okay, she's gonna look.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the V bits that we carry by, and we have a 30, 60, and 90.
Yeah, I want to make sure. So, okay, there's the 90. Oh yeah, okay. So he's got the 90 Groovy Jenny as a down cut. Now it's not a spiral. All right, it's not a spiral V bit, but it has got a down cut on it, and that's a 1/2 inch body with a 1/4 inch shank. All right, or is that 3/8 inch body? Looks like.
I want to say that's 3/8 inch body because that's a 1/4 inch shank, and the body's wider. So
it's very slightly angled downward. Cody, I was going to actually have that designed, and then I saw that Cody was designing it, so I was going to let him rock and roll, and we got him on board with so I didn't have to do design work on it.
Woohoo.
So we've linked it.
Can you show us how to update IDC's cutter list to include all the new bits to our confuser again?
Okay. All right. Yeah, do that real quick. So
Harry.
I gotta do multiple. No, I can do it this way. I just gotta bring this screen down. Okay. So the first thing to do is go to the IDC website, go to database downloads, and then you can download this is really, there we go. The Vectric database, which is the first one. You can find it for Fusion, Carbide Create, and Carve Co. So we're going to click the download, and it is going to download It'll download as a zip file. Where did that download to? Because it's already here, so I got to find that. Come on, I got to find out my directory. And they do a search star.zip. Okay. Liberty, go ahead and work on the next one until I can find this. So work on a question that you can handle.
All right. Oh, question that I can handle. Let's see.
Man, I got a lot of stuff on my my computer. Let's see if I can get into the Vectric.
Oh, I can answer this one. Gary Lynn, when do you get your machine? So we were moving forward with that a little bit last week. We're looking to hopefully go pick it up and visit the center over in Ohio. But with like the other apartment being pushed back a couple more weeks than we expected, it may be a couple more weeks than we expected because we don't want to, like, we've already got a bunch of extra furniture sitting here in the office for the other apartment, like a couple extra work tables and a couple extra shelves and things like that. And so until we can like get all of that out of here, we can't also then add in the boxes for the machine. So we're kind of, I don't know, I might offer up my living room just so we can get it here, but yeah, so soon, still soon.
All right. Okay. So when you get the file, first you have to unzip it, and then you have to go into the directory that the unzip file creates, which it'll tell you, and then you have to open up the toolpath. So you can do that in two ways. You can either do it up here in the upper right where it says toolpaths, and click that, and go open up your tool database, and that's going to pop in. Down at the bottom, there are several icons. So you want to use the one with the folder where it's, when you hover over, it says import tool database. Select that, and then you're going to go into the directory with that tool database. Select that, click open, and this is going to pop up. So to not overwrite anything you've got in there, it'll just update. You want to make sure that you click this button right here. It says merge, no overwriting. And then what that's going to do, that's just going to update what you don't have in your database. It'll just finish it up there and add that in. So I am already up to date. I re-uploaded not too long ago, so I'm not going to go and do that.
All right. And did we already show that super sticker? Yes, we did. Okay, all right. Next question from technician. First time facing poplar ply.
Ooh.
Thickness to face 3 millimeters, Makita router. Cadence Manufacturing, I assume, or is that a different CMT? Oh, CMT, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same Makita that we have.
Okay. No, I'm talking about the dado bit that he mentioned.
CMT dado bit 3/4, 2 cutting edges, what RPM, spindle speed, and cutting feed rate would you recommend? Dado bit 3/4 inch, using that router. So spindle speed, I would never go over 3 on the dial. All right, so we're talking about 15,000 RPM with that size bit. So right about a 3 is the maximum torque, I think, that you get out of the Makita. You can look up the chart, just do a Google search for Makita with that model number torque chart, and you want to find, it's going to give you a curve, and it'll show you where the RPM is set up at. And it is for this plywood with that one, feed and speed. So we said the feed, speed. Feed rate, I would probably start at, with that size bit, I would probably start at 50 inches per minute and then work your way up. Because that's a fairly wide bit and you don't want to bog the bit down.
All right. Larry, hi IDC team. Hello, hello.
Ooh.
My alt mill, can the spindle collet be out of tolerance?
It shouldn't be, but it can be. You know, there could be a manufacturing defect in the spindle collet. There could be crap up inside of that collet between the collet and the spindle shaft. That could throw it off. So the way to check that is to raise the machine all the way up. All the way up. Put the collet that you think is out of trueness, put that in and try to get as long of a piece that's going to fit in that collet that is to the size of the collet, and then tighten it down and finger spin that and look at the very end. You can even take something just to touch it and see it like a pencil point as you're spinning it. And if that pencil point, if you're getting like a, you'll see if the end of this is wobbling, and that's going to tell you if your spindle is not running true or something's wrong with the spindle, as long as you know that that rod is straight.
All right. Matthew Yaks. When doing a finishing tool path, there is an option for rest tooling. Does this mean we can do a beast roughing and then a 1/32 TBN detail in one tool path?
Rest tooling option for. Is this? So I'm not sure what the rest tooling feature is. Mark, if you're still on board, make a comment about that. I want to know what we mean by the rest tooling. I actually knew what this was. Somebody else mentioned this like 2 years ago, and that had to be explained to me. But in all my years of CNCing, like metalwork and professional CNC stuff, I don't ever remember using a term like that. All right, next. Wait, and then we'll watch for Mark's comment.
A real beginner question. What do you recommend for the alt mill baseboard? Not the sacrificial board, MDF, plywood, or something else?
So for mine, I've got the MDF as my baseboard, and then I use MDF as the sacrificial too. Matter of fact, I'll switch my camera because I do need to show you this.
The Windy City Smoker.
Windy City Smokers thing. So let me switch my camera here, and I'll just show you my setup. So I just used MDF and then MDF here. Now the thing with the MDF, this piece, you want to seal your MDF because MDF is more of a sponge for humidity than your plywood. So I always seal my MDF, and when I'm surfacing, I will surface it and everything's going to be flat, and I will put sanding sealer on it, and I'll put like 3 coats of sanding sealer, dry it off, and I'll surface it again because I want to get even the sides. You want to seal up the sides because they're like little sponges. But that's the answer to your question. And I got to get my bourbon, so I am going to show you guys this thing here, and just where'd we go? There we go. Okay, go ahead, Liberty. Handle the next one. I'll get my bourbon glass. I'm going to show you guys.
Yeah. All right. So this isn't really a question, but is crap a technical term? And Mark says crap equals collectibles, rare, and precious. Love it. Love it. Woohoo! David Barry. I ordered a Shark HD 544 that comes in next week. Fingers crossed. Yay! Congratulations. Welcome to the CNC.
Sweet.
Update us when it gets in and when you do your first project. Send us an email when you do your first project. We'd love to check it out. I would love to check it out. I've never done tiling. I do see your next question, but I will ask. We will have Garrett answer that one.
Okay, so I'm gonna get bourbon. I got Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey whiskey. Yeah.
Ooh, honey whiskey.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this smoker real quick. So Julianne, bring that screen up.
Oh.
So first of all, I just, this is a quality smoker. So what he has done is he stacked, did a glue up here of three pieces of oak. And so on the bottom, he's got his cutout here for the batteries and the motor. He's got feet and he's screwed all together. And then this is the burner right here. And then the smoke comes out of these little holes here. And that's the fan switch. So this thing is so cool. So we're going to give myself a little bit of Tennessee.
Thank you, Julianne. Windy City Smokers says no glue. It's actually just screwed into place.
Yeah, so we got that. So, and it's kind of funny. It's not funny. It's cool. I've been following. Jeff has been communicating with me virtually the entire time, of him trying to find his niche. And so he worked on sourcing all this stuff, came up with a design. He worked at it for a good year or so, or 2 years, once he made the decision. And now he's come up with a quality product. So there's a little basket. Just dump out the old ash. Put that in there. I think after a while, though, you have to clean out the soot in the grill of the thing because you can start to clog up the fan. By the way, Jeff, I'm going to need some more chips. If you can send some, that'd be awesome.
Not to be confused with Reclaim.
Yep. So we are going to load that up. Here's the bell, the glass bell that I sent, and the thing is on the inside. We're going to just light that up. I need to get one of those torch guns, though.
I was gonna say you need a torch. I have like 1,000 torches. You need a torch.
So I hit the fan. It's very quiet. It's going to take a moment, but what's so cool is when it starts to smoke up. There it goes.
Oh! James Hendricks says, "Garrett, pour me a drink."
There we go.
What kind of chips are you using, Garrett?
Jeff, you're gonna have to put it in the comments what it is.
Oh, you're still using what Jeff sent you? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember reading the note, but I don't remember.
Right. It smells really good. So now I'll just turn the fan off and I just cover the basket up and let it sit there and let that cool off. I'll let that sit there and smoke up the bourbon a little bit. We'll pull it off just so you can see it. And then we just pop that guy right off. And there you go. That's so cool. So what is cool about this kind of stuff? You can bring us back up.
All right. Jeff says it's white oak that he hand planes.
Okay. Bring us back up. We're not on screen.
There we go.
And it adds it's very interesting. It doesn't really change the flavor of the drink. Obviously, there's not enough time for that to get in there, but it does. I guess what you could say, it leaves a little bit of a sooty whatever in there because that smoke it's particles. So you can smell it at the same time, and you get a little bit of taste of it because the soot will sit on top. No, it's not soot. It's not like you can see it, right? It's a very fine smoke. So that's just the best way I can say it. So
I should Mark says Garrett's going to be raiding his dust collector for his smoker. Just watch. I should be pulling off chips though. Like I need to be pulling off some. I need to be pulling off some chips from like the different woods that I'm working with for you, and just bag them up and mark them like walnut, oak.
All right. Yeah, for sure. So this is a high end product. All right. And he sells it high end. This is how you niche yourself. I'm so proud of Jeff. Because he never gave up. He just kept going at it. Right. And now he's got a high end product. Not those little oak pieces that you set on top of the glass. This is a whole experience. And that's part of the aspect of a product that's got an experience behind it. Okay.
Yeah, no MDF dust in that smoker.
No MDF.
So bad.
Cheers, Jeff, to coming up with a really cool product.
Beautiful.
I bought 3 of them off of him.
I'm gonna have to purchase one for my dad.
Yeah, and he sells it at a high end price. It's so cool that he does that. He's done this the right way.
Quality work. He's done it right. All right, Charles, is Rapid Change the best automatic changing tool to get for the alt mill?
I couldn't tell you, since I don't have one right now, and I'll talk to alt mill, see what they're coming up with. But you can call Rapid Change, ask them if they got one that's configured for the alt mill. Call up PWN and see if they got one configured for the alt mill. Matter of fact, make a note. I want to talk to Daniel about that. So that's a drinking statement. So almost time for our giveaway too.
It is.
Got five more questions in the queue, so let's do it.
All right, Matthew again. IDC Woodcraft's tool database. In the metric tool side, some of the tools are still standard, not millimeter. Is there going to be an update to that? I will make a note for Richard to check that out.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, Matthew. We just added the metric section to it, but there's a lot of detail on that, so we'll get that fixed.
All right. Johnny Gardner, is there a way other than editing the G code to change the default settings for what the bit does at the beginning and end of a project using Vectric Pro?
Yes, my friend John, there's a much better way. Much better way. And that is editing the post itself. Oh gosh, I so want to show you how to do this, but I don't want to do it so quick. So John, what I want you to do is bring that question next week and jump in early and ask that question so we can handle that, because it's going to take a little bit more of an explanation. I can give you the short version. I will give you the short version. So we're going to share again. Take his question down, because I'm going to need that space. So when you do a toolpath, you go into the save toolpath and you set up your post processor, which is right here under post processor. So here's what I do. I go to add a post processor. All right, we're going to go into the plus button. We want to add another post processor. So we got to come up with the right post that we want to edit. Now you're going to notice I got several up here with pencil marks next to them. I have edited those post processors. So I can go into, we'll just grab one. We'll do what I've done before. So I'm going to click that one. I'm going to right click it and we're going to click customize. Click that. And now what it did, it created a copy of that post processor with a pencil next to it at the top. Now we're going to right click and open the file location. Open up the post processor, which is probably that one. There it is. And that's the post processor. It's a set of instructions. And you can edit the information right in the post processor right there. Make a note. I can make a video on this. I think I made a video. I made a video. So what you want to do in there is you find out where it's telling it what to do at the beginning in the post processor, and you edit those numbers. But I've got a video already that it's the one that where you add a dwell cycle. And it will tell you how to get into the post processor and edit it. So we can find that. So you can find it might be something with dwell in the title of the video. If Julianne can find it, we'll get it posted here.
All right.
Definitely check it out.
Jason Bishop also wanted to thank you for suggesting CNC.bits in Canada a couple of weeks ago. Love that Canada has cheap postage to Australia.
Oh,
Yes, we are working on getting him more and more of our bits, so you guys have more and more access. I didn't know that Canada to Australia was cheaper, so that's actually really good to know.
really good to know.
Really good to know.
Yeah.
So that could be a resource for more than just our Canadian followers, fellow peoples.
So for those of you who are in Canada, cncbits.ca does sell some of the IDC Woodcraft bits. We are working towards setting him up as a distributor. So you would buy the bits from us, but the website will know if you're from Canada, and we'll take care of it from there. And knowing that, when we get that set up, then yeah,
We'll need to make sure it's not restricted to where Australia can access it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Kimberly's got herself a new CNC. It's very cool. To me, it sounded like it might be an Avid. All right, next question.
All right. David Berry, have you shown how to tile projects?
I don't have a video on tiling. I never did do one. I've had a lot of questions for that, so I was thinking about that today too. Mark Lindsay probably has a video on tiling, so we'll see if we can find it and link it here. Almost time for a giveaway.
Yes, yes, yes. Erickson Design and Woodworking. What are some wood species to stay away from for chips for
the chips on this thing?
Yeah.
Smoker. It'd be so good to have Mark on board right now. It's at the end of the show.
He's a nut.
Mark has talked about this. Yeah. But Jeff, if you're still on board, it's definitely information to find out and be able to provide that if you can.
All right. And Julianne just put in Mark's tiling video, part 1. Mark says, stay away from exotics. Define exotics, because I was told by a store that like oak was exotic. And I was like, I didn't realize oak was an exotic wood.
They're like, we don't carry exotics like oak. And I was like, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, that was Bender.
Okay.
Bender here in town. And I was like, okay, your website says otherwise. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Hey, Marcel is getting his alt mill tomorrow. Ooh. Expect about 6 to 7 hours assembly time. And make sure let's see. I got a guide that I want you to get. Marcel. You're getting the alt mill, so you want to get the break-in cycle. So it's a squareness check-in and break-in cycle. You want to get the grid cutting instructions. Don't worry, the links are going to be put in. You want to get the surfacing program, that guy, and the new CNC router assembly checklist. Mark Lindsay helped me put this together. Things you want to make sure of when you're assembling a CNC router. So every time I create something like that, I throw it past Mark because I need more than one set of eyes and this kind of stuff. He did that with the checklist too, multiple times. He was like, come on, Mark, quit adding stuff to the darn list.
And on the wood chips comments, Rich Bratcher says no bark on the chips. Frank Stevenson says he likes maple, cherry, and white oak. Todd says when he's referencing to stay away from exotics, he is talking about Purple Heart, Wenge, etc. Those that are not safe to burn, I would assume. See, that's what I am saying, Mark. Oak is not an exotic wood. That person was clueless. An exotic is a wood imported from overseas, like Africa, Asia, South America, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
yeah, that's why we go to Tiny Timbers. I need to get a joiner and a planer. Okay, one more question in the queue, and then we'll do a giveaway. And there will be an exam at the end of the class.
all right. Is there videos out on how to use Vectric? Been thinking about buying the basic software. Yes. Yes. Many videos. Garrett has many videos on Vectric. Mark has many videos on Vectric. And then Kyle Ely from Learn Your CNC, not only does he has many videos on Vectric, but also he has the Learn Your CNC course, which walks you all the way through every possibility of Vectric in the easiest manner to sit there and digest.
Yeah. Put a link in for the video list. So I get asked all the time about do I have an organized list of videos? And so I put that together. And so that's free to you.
Kimberly, sourcing ideas for dark blue acrylic, 1/8 inch, 18 inches by 75 inches.
Your guess is as good as me, Kimberly, unfortunately.
I
I'd find a company that sells this stuff, right? Not Amazon. Find a plastics company that sources like high volume and call them up and they could probably guide you on that.
I'm having hard enough trouble just sourcing wood around here, let alone anything else. Glass was impossible to source around here. I'm going to have to order it next time. But there are a few suggestions for acrylics in the comments, Kimberly, so. All right. Well, Julianne, give her a few minutes to continue adding in her links.
Oh, I just got caught up. We're good.
Okay, beautiful.
We good. All right.
Robert is suggesting contact Tap Plastics. Kimberly said, "Oh, maybe Tap Plastics." So they're on the same page. Boy, talk about like having the same energy going on.
All right. Tonight's giveaway.
Yay. Get everything shared here. Well, the code is a dead giveaway, so here we go.
Oh, big balls. Woohoo! Oh, yeah, I got to type this in too. Because if IDC becomes the winner, then the ladies have to come up with what is the upgrade to the giveaway. So I'm going to put that in.
That's a good question. So we're giving away 2 of these lovely bits.
Big balls.
Well, you're the one that came up with a bit line name.
I did come up with the name of it.
I mean.
Hey, folks. So for those of you who market, you always remember that obviously, so it's a ball nose bit. Is this the 1 inch or the 3/4 inch? It's a group of bits, but there's an underlying undertone to the name of this bit, right? Which lets you know that there can be an undertone in marketing that implies in business, sex sells.
It's literally on the label.
There it is. Yep, it's right on the label.
Rusty, you may want to retype that. You missed a letter there.
And remember,
Only if it's AC/DC vinyl, Mark. We'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take a vinyl.
And final note, remember, we're giving away this. We're not giving away. We're
Selling.
10%. We're giving a
Releasing.
discount on the bundle of the CA glue. You get the accelerator, you get the thick CA glue, and you get a roll of yellow tape. 10% off. This 10% off is going till Sunday. We're going to send an email out to the CNC insiders tomorrow, and CNC insiders will wipe us out of stock.
Yep.
And we're working on another product too. That little thing.
I was going to be like, which one?
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
I was
which
like,
one? You're right.
There's quite a few that we're working on that I'm aware of. Quite a few. What you doing over there?
I tried to pull. I pulled the lid out of the thing, and as I pulled the lid out of the thing, the bit jumped out, and yeah. This is our big balls 1 inch. We also got the nice little waxy film. This stuff is so much fun to peel off.
We actually had a customer that was wondering what the waxy film was on his bit one time.
Yeah, I actually had I've had it happen a couple times where customers were thoroughly confused by it, to the fact of like they thought their bit was like faulty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, it's fine. That's actually to protect it. Just peel it right off. Like, I mean, you can peel these ones off. I'll give this one a little foam.
Yeah.
I just go along the.
So is the yellow tape better than the blue tape? No, it's painter's tape. So
Painter's
Julianne's trying to look over your
I feel like who's that guy on Home Improvement? The one that peeked over the fence? That's who I feel like right now.
Right. We've got another green egg.
What?
Yeah.
So about every 2 days I get an egg, but
No.
that's only one chicken producing right now.
Yeah.
One out of 7.
Wilson.
Yeah. My Araucana is always laid earlier too.
Wow. What? For what, Mark? He says he knew a guy in Denver who had a 4-inch diameter ball nose bit made for an order.
Wow.
There's that.
Wow.
That is a huge ball nose. What was? Yeah, that's what I want to know. What was it for?
A lot of power on that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a company approach me. They want a very special bit. So for ice milling. All right. So we've been working on that, getting samples made now for them. Very cool. Get into niche thing. Now where it says, now that is a big ball, a 4-inch ball nose.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wrong thing. Says he was carving textured foam panels for an office building.
Okay.
Like a big.
Yeah, macro texture.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much.
You turn a 4-inch ball nose with a 10 horsepower spindle. All right, so yeah, the big ball. So what is that? The 1 inch or this at the 3/4 inch?
1 inch.
3/4 inch. That's the 1 inch because 3/4 inch is the juice groove one.
Yep.
Juice grooves. So 3/4 or 1/2 inch ball nose is good for juice grooves on cutting boards. Oh, Liberty, do you have your cutting board there? The one you're working on? Liberty's got a new project. She's got a new project she's working on.
Let's make it a little big. There you go.
Yeah.
Throw that off.
She was so proud of that when she got that glued up. She's like, oh.
It's so pretty. Like I was like, look, that looks like a cutting board. Very thick one at the moment, but
Nah.
Giles, I get home, look around. What do I see? Big balls. What kind of websites are you hopping onto there, Giles?
So what's up with you guys? Let's see. This weekend, I'm getting the grandkids. I was worried that I had to go to Pennsylvania. My sister-in-law is not doing well with her cancer, but she is improving today, so that's good. So get the grandkids.
Mark Lindsay, I will be trying an end grain one here soon. I actually kind of got like a request. I was going to be trying a glue up anyways, and then somebody was like, hey, like all my CNC machines are down right now. Would you mind making me a Texas shaped cutting board? And I was like, actually, I mean, I'm about ready to try a glue up for the first time, so sure. So, but they wanted edge grain. So.
Right. What a good day. Oh, we're like running way overtime, aren't we? Okay.
Everybody ready for the first drawing?
Yeah, Aaron.
Yes.
Aaron says F cancer. Yes, that's how my wife passed away after a 3-year battle with ovarian cancer.
Yep. Kimberly says, I don't know how to say this, but thank you. Yes, some of that is actually really curly oak, I believe it was. And like I have a couple pictures of the front of it too. Like it's so curly and pretty. It was so much fun to like sit there and mix in all the different grains. I'm ready to draw when you are, Julianne.
I'm just down here dancing, waiting on you guys.
Let's do it. We got what?
149.
Okay.
All
We
right.
have 218 people.
All right.
Not everybody wants it. How many likes do we have on the video?
Let me refresh my screen.
My screen went off, but here we go. I'm going to go ahead and run our drawing real fast.
Okay.
Here we go. I saw Ellen pass by.
I see 91, and we have 221 currently watching. Y'all. Click that like button. John!
What's going on?
Woohoo!
Woo-hoo! Boy, Danny, you were so close.
It like hesitated for just a moment.
All right. Rich says he's only showing 80 likes. Come on, people.
Refresh your page. Refresh your page. There's 91, but that's still not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough. We have 221 people on board. Hit the thumbs up button, guys.
All right.
John,
We're ready for our second
congratulations.
person.
You got a
Yeah.
bonus.
Last minute pop-ins.
Let's do it.
Ready to roll.
Here we go. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Jack is so close. John!
John! There we
All
go. New bit to play with.
All right. Now, John and John, please make sure you give me your last names when you get over to our contact us page.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that I'm getting the right ones.
Yeah, explain to them how to get their bit, how to get their freebie. Or did you do that already when I was walking by?
Both are regulars, so hopefully they know the spiel.
Okay.
But, head on over to idcwoodcraft.com, the contact us page, fill out your info there with the subject Wednesday winner. We need your address and your email, your phone number, and your first dog's name, and your childhood teacher's name, and
it's like what you did this summer, any cool project pictures you want to send along. We don't care. We'll look at them and be happy.
Yep. So let's see. We have Alex Duffy next week as a guest.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
Alex is such a nice guy. I can't wait to have him on board.
So cool. I hung out with him quite a bit at Workbench Con.
He's such a nice guy.
So cool.
Such a
I'm
nice
so
guy.
excited for that one.
Yeah. All right. So cool.
And thank you everyone for throwing your likes in there. I see we're up to 154 now. Good job. I'm so proud of all of you.
All right. Good. Thank you all. All right, folks, we are going to rock on out of here. We all been hanging around for 2 hours. You've been hanging around for 2 hours. Hope you got something out of the show tonight. We got a special guest next week, someone we haven't had on before. And so that'll be fun. And we'll see what we bring to the table next week. And with that, folks, we are going to check on out of here. We will see you next week. Hasta la vista.
Bye.